had a great meeting with you. By the way, he's looking pretty darn sharp. Right? That GM contract comes with a clothing deal.
That had nothing to do with it.
The purple tie, though, good call.
Yeah, my wife did get this yesterday.
There you
I had
go.
to get some, so yeah. But just add a little class to the organization.
You know? I mean, you look like the director of the FBI or some guy ahead of the New York Police Department or something. You talk like that, too. But, man, it's nice to get to know you and see what you're doing. We're really excited.
Yeah, we are. Hey, things have been going well. We've had a great summer, so I'm excited about, training camp opening tomorrow and, executing the stuff that we've been talking about for 3.5 months.
You talk about executing. You've already seen some of the voluntary workouts. Everybody's talking about Dylan Brooks showing up early, coming back later in the evening. What are some of the things that have jumped out for you in terms of all the new faces and just watching these workouts before the start of training camp?
Yeah, I think one of the things that we've talked about with the guys is just embracing being different and doing things differently and through our draft picks, through the guys that we have coming back, and through some of the new guys that we have in trades, and you mentioned Dylan Brooks, their work ethic this summer, and hasn't just been the last 3 weeks, it's been all summer long, has been off the charts. And, Dylan is at one extreme. He gets one in the morning, he gets one in with the coaches in the late morning, and then he comes back at night. Just a monster when it comes to the workouts. But again, something different, and we have to be different. We have to embrace that, and I think our guys have done a great job of that. You got Book coming back for 2 days, getting his extra shooting in at night and different things. Our young guys follow suit. When those older guys, as you know, Tom, when those guys set the tone and tempo, the young guys follow suit, and I think you're seeing that.
Did he just call me old?
No, he was talking about, I think, some of the older guys on the team.
No.
I think he called.
We're old. But the veterans on the team.
And you were here. You were here last year, and you were kind of behind the scenes, kind of watching everything and seeing how things go. What changes did you want to make right away this year that didn't happen last year? That didn't work for you last year?
Yeah, I think one. You watched every game. When fans walked out of here, there was not a sense that they had any fun watching our team play, to be honest. And I think Matt's been very candid in that, in terms of how hard we played, the competitiveness that we played with. We needed to change that, and changes had to occur because of that. And I think we're in a good place with that. This is a play hard league now. I think Rick Carlisle said that a couple weeks ago. If you don't play hard, you have no chance to win games. And I think that's been a shift a little bit, and I think we have to embrace that. That has to be a big part of our identity.
Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it?
Yeah, as you know, simple but not easy. Yeah, simple but not easy.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And there's a competitiveness and there's a resiliency that you need because, as you know, you're going to get knocked down. You're going to lose 2 in a row. Are you able to bounce back? Are you able to stick to what your principles are and that your identity is? These are the things that we're going to do. We're going to compete. We're going to rebound. The possession game has become so big, and one of the things that's funny about it, a lot of that is the effort stats. You know what I mean? So I think us emphasizing that and our players grasping it, buying in, and then going out there and executing it.
So you went through your first draft as general manager. As you're watching the 3 rookies in particular that you drafted, how much pride do you take in them? Because they're all 3 really good young men. And what have you seen in terms of their progress just over the summer?
Tom, you made a great point. The character of those 3 guys, the integrity, their desire to become great players, just puts them in a position where there's a clear pathway for development. They got great work ethic, and they're very talented and skilled in their own way. So there's been tremendous progress since the Vegas Summer League. The thing that's interesting about Vegas is those guys are training on their own. They get drafted, and then 8 days later they're in a practice, and then 10 days later they're playing in the game. They're not ready for that. You know what I mean? It's after that the progress is made, and those guys have been in market every day since then, working out, getting their work done, getting their bodies changed. You know what I mean? Kaman's put on. He looks different. Just in the 2 months since that point, he looks different. He moves different. Rasher, same thing. Kobe, same thing. So I obviously there's a great pride with those three guys, because when we talk about Phoenix Suns basketball and being different and what it's supposed to be about, those three embody it. And I'm excited about our coaches helping them develop into the players that they can be.
So you trade for Mark Williams, and then like 3 minutes later you draft Malowich. I mean, and there was some criticism of that, of going out and getting two bigs. What was your – first of all, you didn't think he would fall to you, but what was your thinking when you had a center now and you went, okay, we're going to draft another center right now?
Well, I think one's 23 and one's 19. You know what I mean? So when you look into the future and the progress that they're going to make as players, it does put you in a good position where that center spot is down the road, is locked up.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing is, we knew how poorly we were at protecting the rim and finishing at the rim.
And offensive rebounds.
No offensive rebounds. And so, making sure that those things – the game is won in the paint, and everybody talks about the three-point shooting, which is critical. But most of the threes are created because you're getting into the paint. Mm-hmm. And if you don't have a rim presence offensively and defensively, then the paint touches don't have the same impact. Centers ain't playing the whole game either.
Right.
So having guys that have a different skill set, is going to be a guy that can stretch the floor. And Mark Williams has had some issues on the injury side of things, but we think at 23 years old, under us direction with the Human Performance Group, he's got a bright future.
Two things I want to thank you for: your candor and your availability. Really appreciate it, and I know we'll have many more discussions as we move forward, but best of luck this season, and I know you guys have a long trip to Macau in China as well, so we're going to talk to Jordan Ott about that too, because that throws some wrenches into his first training camp.
Well, I went to Japan with the Suns when we played the Jazz over there for a couple of games, and it wasn't bad playing over there, but coming back, we hit a wall.
I know. I mean, we've done a lot of different things. We got a sleep expert to help us, and he set up a game plan for our guys flying.
You guys had sleep experts back then.
Yeah,
that was Joe Prosky. That was Joe Prosky. One trainer, sorry.
Sleep expert. Yeah. Here's a pillow, Tom.
Yeah. Here, put some Flexol on that.
I'll tell you right now, he doesn't need a sleep expert anymore. Every time I text him at 10:30 in the morning, he's still sleeping, so he's doing good.
I get a solid 12 hours. I'm like Matt. I get all the sleep that Matt doesn't get.
Oh, man, good. People are tuning in to hear about the Suns, and we're hearing about his sleep
brought
habits.
it up.
I did. Well, I get it. Appreciate it, Brian.
No, you got it.